Hey y'all, I just wanted to read something to you guys. Something that you probably already know about because it's been talked about before, but it's new to me. And I think it's funny. I really want to talk about it with you guys because it amazes me the stuff that people keep from you, stuff that are really important and really are a life threatening issue that need to be talked about. Everybody get on camera and talk about everything else in the book, all this, irrelevant shit, but the things that need to be discussed are being kept low key. Um, Now I was on AOL maybe like a week ago. This isn't all that new to me. I just haven't been around to talk about it. Maybe like a week or two ago, I was on AOL and I was reading my little topics and stuff like that that comes up on the homepage, and um I'm gonna read this to you and I'm gonna talk about it for a little bit and I'm gonna let y'all let me know how you feel on the subject and do you feel like this is actually gonna happen. Now, the headline is experts keeping close eye on asteroid. Now, I'm reading now. An asteroid the size of a 25-story building, will come within 18,000 miles of Earth on April 13, 2029, closer than the communication satellites that orbit the planet. Now, you all know the satellites and stuff like that that NASA uses to communicate with people around the world and stuff like that. All those little communication satellites that are in the orbit of the planet. They say that asteroid that is the size of a 25-story building. Do you know how big a 25-story building is? That asteroid is the size of that. It will come within 18,000 miles of Earth, even closer than the satellites. Now, I continue reading, and it says the asteroid called Apophis or Apophis. Excuse me if I get it wrong. Um, has only a 1 on in 45,000 chance of colliding with Earth, but it will then be back for another shot 7 years after that. So what they're saying is the chance of it hitting the first time in 2029 is 1 in 45,000, but it will be back again within Earth's orbit 7 years after. So that means that it'll be coming back around in 2036. It's hard for astronomers to determine what kind of threat Apophis poses in 2036 because its orbit will be then bent by gravity during the 2029 flyby, Discovery reported. Now, what they're saying is in 2029, the orbit will be bent. The I guess they don't predict that it'll hit us in 2029. They say that it will come within our orbit and get pretty damn close, but the chance of it hitting is 1 in 45,000. Therefore, it's very unlikely that it will actually collide with us. But by it missing us, which is it's most likely predicted to be missing us when it does come, um, the gravity will be then bent and it will shift its course. And when it comes back around 7 years after that in 2036, it still can't be foreseen whether or not that bend in gravity from the first flyby will make it just right for collision. Basically, um, then it continues and it says during the 2029 visit, the asteroid is expected to be visible even by the naked eye. So we should be able to see it like we see the stars and the moon. Um, we'll be able to see the asteroid because they'll be that close to us, but it's not going to hit us. Um, Apophis, which was discovered in 2004, is about 210 to 330 meters, or 690 to 1,080 feet in diameter, according to NASA. In comparison, the asteroid thought to have wiped out dinosaurs 50 million years ago was 6.2 miles in size. In more recent history, an asteroid that was about 50 meters or 160 feet exploded over Siberia, an unpopulated part of Russia, in 1908. It torched or blew down trees and in an 800 square mile area. So basically, what they were saying that the the asteroid that was 50 meters and 164 feet exploded over Siberia. And that explosion alone, that was back in 1908, and that explosion alone, it torched land and trees, and the explosion damaged a 800 square mile area just by the explosion alone. The after effect covered 18. No, why do I keep saying 18? The damage covered 800 miles worth of area. So, and that's just an explosion over Siberia. So imagine if that if that asteroid would actually hit Siberia. Imagine the damage that it would have done. Um, now Nick Kaiser. Now, Nick Kaiser is a lead scientist of a new university in Hawaii, and he's a part of the asteroid hunting project. And he told Discovery that as things get bigger, the amount of devastation goes up dramatically. But so does the length of time between the occurrences. So, also, he said that a half a mile diameter object hitting Earth would be likely to cause a global catastrophe. But events like that happen only once every couple million of years. Excuse me, y'all. I'm really going through. Um, Now, so basically, what he was saying was, um, as things grow over the years, what I'm saying, the devastation and the drama and the suspense in the people grow with the thought of not knowing what's going to happen. But you know, the length of time is so long, it's hard to say at this point what's going to happen, when is it supposedly going to hit, and all this other stuff. Um, but the fact is, any object, an a meteor or asteroid, whatever, any object that's about a half a mile in diameter. You know how big a mile is? Imagine something that is about a half of a mile, okay, a half of a whole mile in diameter, hitting Earth would be catastrophic. It'll be a global catastrophe, which means that everyone will be affected. And but he also said that the only the chances of that happening are slim, because it only happens one in every million years. So one in every couple of million years. I'm sorry. So then it continues, and it says this object is predicted to come historically close in about 1 in 800 year. Wait. Okay. Anyway, it goes on and it says this object is predicted to come historically close. Um, about a 1 in 800 year event, NASA said. Scientists expect to know more detail about Apophis' future orbits in 2013 and 2021. So in those years, they'll know more about what's going to happen and how close it's going to come, when it'll come, and so on and so forth. Um, um, Basically, in 2013 and 2021, the asteroid will come within 9 million miles of Earth, and at that point, they'll be able to tell what's going to happen, when it's going to come, when it's going to pass, or whatever, what's going on with it. They'll be able to see it and know what's going to happen. Um, and I guess at that point, it'll be close enough for radar and NASA to study the object and really find out what's going on. So, um, with that said, what y'all feel about this, y'all? I don't know how I feel about this. It's crazy that we're finding out about it so late, because again, from what they were saying, they've known about this since 2004, but yet still this is like the first time people are really hearing about it, um, which I think is crazy. But I mean, what can you do? Um, but apparently NASA and the rest of the world, or at least the government, has known about this for some time. Um, so yeah, what do you feel about this? How do you feel about the asteroid that's supposedly going to hit us in 2036? Anyway, peace and chicken grease. I'm out. Let me know how you feel. Comment, rate, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and yeah, y'all do that. One.